welcome to MGP597. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna, and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
That was the best set of hellos we've done in months. That was like it was rehearsed. It was perfect. After several weeks of criticism, we are there. I like it. Well done. We may proceed with the podcast. I was ready to walk out of this one if that wasn't absolutely nailed. But well done, boys and girls. You did it. Good job.
It was fine last week when you weren't here.
Oh,
Was it? Was I not here last week? Why wasn't I here? Oh, of course, yeah.
Guantanamo Bay, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that means loads of listeners will come back this week because they would have found out I wasn't on last week's one and not bothered. The Kev fan club. I hope you publicised I wasn't on it so people didn't have to get a refund.
No, if anything, I publicised that you were on it.
You're a monster. I had a very nice time not here. Thanks for asking, everybody.
Yeah, we were going to get to
Lovely
it.
time.
Did you
No?
have lots of bacon while you were there?
No, because I don't understand why people say Denmark is about bacon and pastries. Because in my experience,
I've never heard that.
Well, do I have to sing the Danish bacon song to you again, like I did on stream the other day?
I still never heard that.
Never
Like
lived on
when we played
You've
it.
never heard of
the other day,
Danish pastries?
No.
I can't believe that.
What is it the Danes take to sea leave? Is that Carlsberg Export or bacon? Both, probably.
Yeah. But did have a wander around a supermarket, as I am wont to do. And all they had were...
Swear to God, if you say that S word, I'm leaving.
Pigs, licorice and spunk.
I forgot about that one. We set you up there, didn't we?
Mainly licorice. It was just licorice everywhere. They're obsessed with it. Even in duty free in the airport on the way back, where you'd normally have Toblerones, they just had like 3 aisles of just different types of licorice. They are obsessed with the stuff.
I thought it was a major health scare with licorice. Sorry. But I thought licorice was like the thing that apparently gave everyone heart attacks. Like
I'm not allowed to have licorice because of my high blood pressure. I've been told I'm not allowed.
No,
licorice.
and you told that man in the airport or wherever you were.
Yeah, because I was.
You wrecked his life.
I know. I ruined a poor. I think he was a German. He could have been a Dane, but I think it was more German than Danish, his accent. But I was basically doing that same bit into the camera, saying it's just licorice in here. I can't have any of this. I'm not allowed licorice because I've got high blood pressure. And a little German man turned around and said, "Can't we?"
Oh, nine.
Yeah, as he was wandering down the licorice aisle. We didn't say, neither of us said anything to the other one afterwards either. He just said, "Can't we?" and carried on walking. And I was flabbergasted by the situation, so I didn't reply. That's probably why the conversation ended, because I didn't reply to his direct question that he asked.
Was it, can't we as in, of course we can, or was it can't we because he didn't know he couldn't?
I can't really tell because he's German, so I don't know if he was just being German or if he was saying it in a certain way. I mean, there's no way for me to tell. I think he was shocked and he's now because he walked out of the licorice aisle. He said, "Can't we?" and then left the licorice aisle with no licorice. So I think I broke his little heart.
I quite like when that happens in shops. I once, I can't remember if it was one of my kids picked up like a pack of eggs, and I went like, "Oh no, not them! I don't eat, battery caged eggs where they've been sat in their own poo or whatever." Just like trying to be cheeky to the kids, whatever. And someone next to me, just like I saw them take the eggs out of their basket, just put them on a random shelf because I'd put them off. But I love that that's something you can just do anywhere. Like we could just walk into any place and just start making up facts about any product, and people will just be like, "No."
Well, yeah, it's a risk talking ill of licorice in Denmark, based on my experience the other day. They did still get me anyway. When I got back to the airport to fly home, I did my usual mooching around in the lounge to hide from people, and got what I thought was a little chocolate ball, and it was not. It was licorice. It was it looked like a little chocolate brownie ball, and I bit into it, and it was chocolate on the outside, and the middle of it was just full of soft licorice. It was delicious, and I had 2 of them. But yeah, they got some licorice into me eventually. But they're obsessed with it. They love licorice. End of story about Denmark. That's pretty much all I did.
Now you've got a heart issue again, have you?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't. I can't. I'm not sure because I'm also not allowed ibuprofen and grapefruits. I know they're the three things I'm not allowed to have. And though the other two, it's because they interact with the medicine and just stop the medicine working. So I don't know if I just because I'm weaning off the medicine at the moment anyway. I've already dropped one, and I'm going to be dropping another one. So it's perhaps not a big deal if it's just stopping the medicine working. But yeah, if it's given me like a mini stroke or something, I'm going to be a little miffed. So hopefully that's not the case. I don't think I've had one, so I think we're probably good. But yeah, licorice everywhere. Licorice and Lego, all the L's. Licorice, Lego, and Lelujo. That's what they love in Denmark, in my experience.
Did they love you then? Was it very
yeah?
happy
Because I
Kev
walked
time?
in.
I was going to say then that was weird.
Well,
Yeah, go on.
it was happy Kev time because I walked in. For those of you, I don't know how much these rascals told you. I went to the Lego house in Denmark, the home of Lego, and walked in and went to the information desk. Well, I walked in, tried to get my ticket to get in, and it printed me a wristband, but gave me an error on the machine, and then my wristband couldn't get me through the gate because it had printed wrong, and it was all becoming a kerfuffle. And I'd been up since 4 a.m, so I was tired. So I wandered over to the information desk and noticed that they had exclusive Lego House sunflower lanyards, and I was like, you know what, I'm kerfuffled. I'm going to get myself a sunflower lanyard while I'm here. And the moment I put that on, everywhere I went, everyone was an absolute delight. And I don't know if it's because I was wearing the lanyard or because Danish people are just great, but everywhere I went, people were checking I was okay, helping me do things. I got included in a group of fellow special interest havers in the Lego City area, and we were given a task to do. I was basically amalgamated into a group of autistic people, and the lady leading the group let me get involved in the tasks. I had a lovely time. I was basically on a school trip. So yeah, the Danish people in general seem great. I got a big locker to put my purchases in for the day, so I didn't have to lug my purchases around. When I got back to the airport, I was a little bit worried I wouldn't be able to get on the plane with all my bags because I bought far too much Lego, well over the carry-on limit. The nice lady saw my lanyard and she was like, oh, just is there anything extra we can do for you? Is there anything that you need? And I'm holding my bags behind my back at this point, and I'm just like, no, I'm all good, thank you. She's well aware they're there, but I just think she decided not to question me because I was lanyard man. So yeah, all in all, excellent experience. Denmark is great. They were very nice to me, so that's a good thing. Good work, Denmark, for being nice to me.
I mean, whenever my Danish cousins talk about Denmark, it's positive, and to the point where I'm a bit like, why don't you marry Denmark? But the fact that you've gone there and confirmed their love for the place makes me think maybe I was harsh on them for assuming they just had a bit of a thing for the country.
They also have coins with holes in.
They're called kroner, aren't they?
Yeah, and they had a hole in because one thing that I was made aware of in advance, the buses don't take card or Apple Pay or anything. So I got absolutely rinsed at the airport for my kroner because I was like, well, I need some bus fare. I haven't got any cash. The only cash I had on me was I had like 40 euros left over from whenever the last time I was somewhere that needed euros and I needed cash, which is probably going back years because I never usually get cash when we go anywhere. But I was like, can I swap my 40 euros for this amount of Danish kroner, please? And this was at the airport at the exchange place there because I had to buy a minimum of £100 worth online. So I did it there and I only got 150 kroner. And I've since worked out how much 150 kroner is worth. And it's not very close to 40 euros. I'm just doing the calculation again now. 20 euros is 150 kroner. So Jesus. They charged me a 20 euro fee basically at the airport to change my euros into kroner. And now I've got a load of coins with holes in from my change.
I was going to say, then they gave you the ones with holes in and made you think that was how it was.
Well, I think I'm going to make it into a necklace because it's got a little hole in it. So I'm just going to have my coin with a hole in around my neck that's worth about 9p. And I'll be like, yeah, it's from my trip to Denmark. Isn't it stylish? But yeah, it was excellent. I would highly recommend anybody does it. Nobody will be able to do it now because Ryanair are pulling out of flying to Billund, which is why I went when I did. Basically, for the last however many years, Ryanair have done 3 flights a day to and from Billund for like a £35 return. So you could do what I did and fly out at like 8 in the morning, fly back at 8 in the evening, and get a full day in the Lego house. The airport is right next to Legoland, and then the other side of Legoland is a Lego house. So it's all like I could have walked. It would be like a 45-minute walk from the airport to the Lego house. I got a taxi. It took like 4 minutes. But yeah, you're not going to be able to do that anymore, basically, because Ryanair are pulling out. It's gone from being a £35 return, and you can do it in a day trip, to it's going to cost about £250 for a return, and you're going to have to stay overnight while you're there. So a £50 trip has become a £500 trip as of the end of March. So pretty much anybody, I've noticed anybody on Instagram who's got any passing interest in Lego, everyone has been to Billund in the last couple of weeks. It's like as soon as the first person went and mentioned why they were going, it's just been a chain reaction, and every day there's new pictures from somebody who's been to Billund because it's their last chance to go to Billund. But I got all my little exclusive Lego sets. I got Anna a dinosaur called Jeff, which I had to smuggle back on the plane, and yeah, a splendid time was had by all, and by all I mean me, because no one came with me because I asked you all and you all said no.
We did cover that on the podcast last week, that you, just have
You
a habit
leave
of.
since the last minute, Kevin.
Well, I've just explained why I had no choice. It had to be last minute because I couldn't go in 2 weeks' time, because it would, as mentioned, be much more expensive and involve an overnight stay and be a whole kerfuffle. So, I mean, I booked my flight like probably a week before, and was just like, I've got to go now, or I'm not going to get to go, or at least not going to get to go for this price. And I wanted to go for that price. I wanted to experience it as a day trip, the way Danish man intended. Presumably, I don't know. Maybe he did, but there's a lot of Lego there. Believe it or not, there's Lego at the airport, Lego in all the shops, just Lego all over the place. They love it. They love it. And I got to clamber on top of the building, and I built myself a little fish who I made friends with. And then I had to leave him there, so I didn't build anything else because it was going to make me sad if I had to keep leaving my friends there that I was making. But I've got a picture of my fish. I have my little unique combination of 6 bricks, because apparently there are 915 million different combinations that you can put 6 Lego bricks together, 6 2x4 Lego bricks together in. So everyone who goes there scans the machine, it prints you off a little card with your unique combination of bricks that statistically no one else will have ever had before. So I've got my little combination of bricks that were printed that day, made that day. It was a jolly good trip. I highly recommend a trip to Lego House to anyone who likes having fun. It was a good time.
Jolly good. Did they have any
indeed.
Lego video games there?
They did, but they were
Did they?
expensive, so don't buy them there. They had that driving one.
I meant more to play than to buy, but yeah.
No, I didn't play or buy. I don't do video games anymore. I'm a Lego guy now. I don't have time for video games. Apart from Football Manager, which still, unbelievably, they still haven't brought a new one out. What are you watching, Pabby?
I thought this was your year of video games. Now your game is no more.
Yeah, but I've tried a few, and
you loved them.
But no one wants to watch me play them, so I can't waste my time playing them. Every minute of my day has to be monetized, Pabby. I'm 40 grand down because they cancelled Football Manager. I can't afford to have an unmonetized hour doing something for pleasure.
Yeah. Sad,
Shall we
really?
shall we have a boxing match and just put like an 80 grand prize thing on it? We just split that, because I'm down from being off work, and I keep watching as my boss congratulates my colleague for closing deals that I would have worked on and made money out of, and I need to stop mentally calculating how much money I've lost by being off sick. But yeah, maybe when I'm better, we should have a boxing match.
I mean, I would suggest, if you're too sick to work your office job, you probably shouldn't be training for a boxing match currently.
I mean, I weren't really going to train. It's you.
Well, I'm peak physical fitness.
I meant to say, actually, my mum randomly messaged me to say that she saw one of your videos, and because she hit like on it, now you're on her feed constantly, but she can't get over how much weight you've lost. And she was like, how has he lost that much weight? He's talking about it. She asked if you were having injections, and I was like, I don't think he is. But anyway, she was impressed with how much weight you'd lost and said you were doing well.
Well, there you go. Your whole family are big fans. Your mum's watching my content. Your dad's trying to steal my livelihood. Is he still uploading his little Lego videos, trying to steal all my customers?
I don't know if he is.
He's on my list. I'm aware of him.
Yeah,
I'll deal with him when the time comes.
I don't think he's had any new sets for a while. I didn't realize how many he had. I feel like he probably needs one of your storage rooms that you're looking at, because he did a little film of all of the ones he had, and it never ended. And I thought, what the hell? I sat there and thought, that's my inheritance. That is, I'm going to get all that one day, and I'm just going to flog it.
You're a monster. I'm going to have to buy it off you, aren't I, when the time comes? Well, all the more reason for us to have this boxing match. So I've got money to pay for all this Lego. Squirrel it away. Keep
It's the only solution, isn't it? I mean,
also, I assume you're putting up the prize. You need to put up 80 grand. That's the amount Sheepdog has asked for.
Why am I doing this?
Well, because there's no point me or him putting the money up. We're trying to make money, not spend money.
Surely you want to go to a promoter. I'm not a promoter.
Well, I've just appointed you the promoter. You're the promoter of our boxing match. You can. The onus is now on you to go and find a sponsor.
The trick is as well, Pab, like you've got to really push the fact that I'm not well and Kev's a good foot taller than I am, so that when I come out of the bell goes and I just knock him clean out with one punch. We need all the money we've got riding on me winning at high odds.
We need to get Big Licorice sponsoring us. I bet they'd be all over it.
Big Licorice?
Big Licorice.
What, the all sorts?
Nah, that's the thing. They love licorice. There was no all sorts. I don't think all sorts are welcome. No Bertie Bassett to be seen. There was a massive panda selling licorice. I bought Anna a stick of panda licorice.
Oh.
And sent her a picture of the massive panda who was selling licorice. I don't think he was real. I think it was a photograph of a panda. But he was flogging licorice. But yeah, they have all sorts. All sorts, apart from all sorts. That should be the motto of Danish licorice. We've got all sorts, apart from all sorts. There you go, Danish Tourism Board. You can have that for 80 grand.
They might have had all sorts. You just didn't see it because it was in Danish, and it wouldn't have been.
Well, I know what Bertie Bassett looks like. He was my mum's greatest nightmare. She was terrified of that man.
Well, it might not be the mascot out there. It might be like
if there's no Bertie Bassett, it's not all sorts, is it?
Hansi Hanset or
some kind of knockoff. Goodness me. But yeah, all I've done is played Football Manager, which I'm having a lovely time doing my Pentagon Challenge. But I don't think I need to talk about Football Manager 2024 nearly 2 years after it originally released. So talk about video games.
Have they, just out of interest, have they still not announced any kind of plan with 25?
I mean, they don't ever announce the new game until like August, September time. It's one of Miles's most frustrating habits when people ask, "Oh, have you got something planned for the new game?" He always gives his little smile. We haven't even announced a new game yet. And they're like, yeah, but you do one every year, Miles. We know it's coming, and they're very much in the we haven't announced one. So I talked about it a little bit on stream the other day. If they don't bring one out this autumn, they're done. There's no way they go 2 release cycles without a game. They're a 1-game studio. They're not going to have infinite funding from Sonic the Hedgehog. So I think they kind of have to release whatever they've got in October, even if it's absolute dross. They will release dross, and that'll be the last game Sports Interactive make, and Sega will get someone else doing it.
Is that the last Football Manager then?
Oh, if
Sega just go, nah, we're done.
I think it makes too much money for Sega to bin it off. I think they'd just bring a different developer in. It would be like the whole Championship Manager IDOS split from years ago all over again, where it was a very similar thing. Championship Manager 4 was delayed, and then trash. And in the background, IDOS formed a new studio called Beautiful Games Studio, and Sports Interactive are like, what are they going to do? IDOS are like, don't mind them. Nothing to see here. And within a year, Sports Interactive had been sold to Sega and started Football Manager. And believe it or not, Beautiful Game Studios made Championship Manager 5, remarkably. So I imagine we'd end up in a similar situation to that again. But I don't think there's any hint that that's coming.
I mean, there's no competition, is there really, for them? There's no competitor.
No, I mean, there wasn't really a proper competitor back then. I guess LMA Manager may have still been coming out at that point, but it was rubbish and a completely different market. That was for the little console nerds, not us glorious ice cream cone crunching heroes on PC. I think it'll be fine. I think there'll be a new game. If there's not, There's a reason I'm doing daily Lego content at the moment. I'd like to be at the point where it doesn't really matter to me. And if one comes out, it's a bonus. If it doesn't, I had 10 years doing it professionally. Now I'll go and be a Lego guy until I retire.
Yeah, Lego's not in trouble, is it? Anytime
Exactly.
soon.
I mean, they've got the Pokemon license. Lego has got the permission to print money forevermore. I mean, if they thought they were making a lot of money before 2026, they start releasing Pokemon left, right, and centre. Imagine if they do a Lego Pokemon game.
Now, what if
a thing?
Here we go. The Game Boy comes out this year. What if next year they release a red and blue game that goes in it?
Yeah, well, they should. They should absolutely cash in on everything.
Absolutely.
Someone said, what do you want them to release? All of the Pokemon, please. I'll have one a month for the rest of my life. I worked it out. That means I get another 81 years if they release one a month for the rest of my life, based on how many Pokemon there are. So yeah, I'll have one a month for the rest of my life, please. I promise I'll buy it. I reckon that's a good deal. Give me another 81 years and I'll give them £30
trying to do the
a
maths
month for a Pokemon thing.
81 times 12 is 1,000, whatever, is it?
Something like that, yeah.
I was like, has he forgotten a couple of generations?
I don't think so. 81 hold on, what did it add up to? I googled it. I mean, there's a chance Google hasn't got the number right. 81 times 12 is 972. So maybe Google missed some off when I
you'd been about 50 short, but it's not too bad, is it?
I'll still make the deal. I mean, they'll have to double up for Christmas every year or something. I don't know.
You could just live an extra 5 years,
what they were planning. I don't know that I want to when I'm 125 years old. I might be like, for goodness sake, start releasing 2-packs. I can't move my hands anymore.
Especially when they announced recently, they reckon they've got another 50 years left in Pokemon. I felt pretty good reading that. The BBC article said they spoke to the guy who owns it all, and he was like, yeah, I reckon we've got 50 years left in us. Part of me thought that is the kiss of death. Like, I imagine if you looked through the archives, there's probably a moment where Miles went, yeah, Football Manager 25. It's going to set off a brand new era for Sports Interactive.
I mean, that was literally their tagline.
Yeah.
24 was the end of an era. It was all starting anew for 25. I mean, that was the advertising campaign.
So yeah, when he announced 50 years, I worked out that that means when I'm turning 90, they'll presumably wrap it up, I guess. So they'll just announce that it's finishing, and then I'll play the last gen, and then I'll just kick it, I suppose. But you'll have to keep going until you've got all the Pokemon.
Yeah, well, it's a deal I'm willing to make if they're willing to make that same deal with me. But yeah, that's I guess that's the most exciting gaming news I've got for this week. Pokemon coming to Lego, because it was when people say, what theme would you most like to appear in Lego? My stock answer has always been Pokemon. And now it's happening. So, yeah, I'm going to be so poor.
Yeah, both that and Sonic were two that I have always been like, that would be cool. And then when the Sonic ones came out, I just didn't really know if I liked
the bobbins.
Are they not good? No?
No, they're not great, are they?
The 118 plus set was good. I've got that, the Green Hill Zone set. I've got that on display, but the little kiddie play sets are rubbish. Yeah, exactly. And I imagine Pokemon will be the same because Mario's the same, Minecraft's the same. The vast majority of it is play sets aimed at kids, but then they do the odd adult collector piece that's really cool.
The Minecraft and Mario ones, Ollie and Ben have got them, and they seem all right. Do you know what I mean? They're all in their rooms set up like in Ben's room now, and I'm kind of like, yeah, they look cool. But yeah, no, I would have liked to have seen the Robotnik, the ball that he flies around in the first level of Sonic. I'd like to have seen a better version of that. It looked a bit blocky, and his head was a bit weird in some of it, wasn't it? And plus the airplane that they fly around in Sonic 2, I would have liked that to have been a bit better. That would have got me into Lego. So I'm waiting to see what they do for Pokemon, because I think you said if they do a Pokemon Center, and I was like, yeah, actually, I'd probably buy a Pokemon Center and build that. That'd be cool.
It's a spirit. I literally sold my Mega Bloks Pokemon Center today. It got collected by Every today because I'm like, well, I was always planning on building it. Don't need to now. I'll wait for the Lego one. I'm not going to put myself through Mega Bloks when I know there'll be a Lego one on the way, because there's no way they don't do a Pokemon Center. And as well as all the Pokemon, they'll do the Pokemon Center. They'll do all the Pokeballs. I've built a Mega Bloks Pokedex. I've got so much Pokemon stuff from Mega Bloks. They're definitely going to do everything Mega have done and then some. And it's going to be wonderful. I am giddy for it. Giddy. Giddy. What's your word of the
Excellent.
week, boys and girls? Write that one down.
I haven't got a pen. Gaming wise for me, I'm a little bit annoyed with myself for being a moron because I got
We're
a
used to it.
game to review through a key mailer. I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it on the air. I'm not even sure if I can, so I'm not going to go. Basically, I'm a moron because I thought the NDA and the embargo ended in time for this episode, but I have to review it next week. And I was like, for goodness sake, like I'm trying to be good at this and I've got it wrong. So I can't talk about it, which is annoying because I spent time playing it and I want to talk about it. But anyway, the other things I've done this week is more of Dragon Age, but I am finding it really hard to play it for any length of time. I'm playing it in very, very small stints where I make like 3 or 4 conversational decisions, move a couple of scenes, and then I'm like, oh, see you later. I'll play it in a bit. And I need to just get a day where I'm really like able and just crack through it and do it for a bit. And I think I always find that when I start playing it, I'm like, not really feeling it. I'm just playing it because I feel like I should. And then, 20 minutes later, I'm like, okay, I'm really enjoying this. And then another 20 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm actually knackered. I need to stop. So yeah, I think if I can just get a solid run on it, I'll be more into it. And I'm just not getting that at the moment because it's not because the game's hard to play. It's just because I'm a bit of a wreck and I need to pay attention to it. Like when I make it a couple of times, it's asked me which person do I want to listen to, and I'm like, I didn't pick I didn't hear what they said, or I'm not sure which one of them's which. So very early in the game, when it asked that sort of question, they asked which person I wanted to bring with me, and I thought I was picking one person, and the other person came with me and got hurt, and I was like, damn, I kind of didn't want you to come with me. So it was a bit of an annoying one, but yeah, I think, as I say, when I get a proper crack at it, that will help. I did something. I have this really rubbish app on my phone, right? That's like, I don't know when I installed it. I don't know if I ever spoke about it on the podcast, but it was like you ever played Peg Solitaire? You get the little pegs and you move them around them in a plus shape, and you got to try and move them all around and have one left at the end.
Peg
Familiar with that
Solitaire.
game? I had an app for that, and I don't know when or why I got it or whatever. But there was a point years ago where I got really into trying to solve it, but couldn't do it. And the other day, I was going to load Balatro up and accidentally clicked that app and was like, "Oh, it's been a while." And I literally just did it. I like completed it in 30 seconds without even really trying. And I was like, "What on earth is this?" Like, I bought a lottery ticket like after because I was like, "What is going on?" But I like loaded this app up and I just sort of bang, completed it and was like, "What?" And I'm not even sure how I did it. I don't even think I could repeat it. So I just deleted the app off my phone. Then I was like, right, I'm not looking at this again. That's done. But but I messaged a mate of mine because I remember we'd spoken about it at some point because I was like, I can't beat this damn thing. I keep getting it down to 3 pegs and I can't get any better than that. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I've tried every different way I can think of. But when I loaded up and did it, I was just sat there like, what on earth is this? And then I just had a bit of a week of little things like that. I loaded up, Neopets, I went on there and did a thing that I've been trying to do for about, 10 years or more. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know whether I must have picked a moment where I was a little bit less rough than other times. And that's like the peak coming through a bit more. I'm thinking, God, I can't wait to be better. I feel like I'll just be all guns blazing. I'm trying to think what else I've really done. I talked about Shady Part of Me last week. Still been playing that with Ben. That's been really good. I think other than that, I'm like so teetering on the edge of starting another Baldur's Gate run and trying to prevent myself from doing it because I know how much time it's going to take. But I keep reading different things online and I'm like, oh my God, there's so much extra stuff. And you basically could play it so differently and have such a different experience. And I'm resisting it because, again, like I just said with Dragon Age, I haven't got the energy to really get jumping in for 6, 7, 8 hour stints or 4-hour stints or whatever. But it's tempting. But yeah, that's been my week really. I wish I'd read when the embargo was for this game. I'm going to try and get some other ones for next week as well to talk about. I was just looking at one before the podcast, so hopefully I'll start doing a bit of a thing with that.
Anna, before you talk about games, I've sent you a text. Dr. Pepper's in the Amazon Spring deals. You should really buy some for Andy. But now you can talk about games.
Everyone should buy some. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, everyone should buy some. Loads of pop is in Spring deals.
Oh. There you go.
But now you can
Suddenly-
talk about games. Anna, are you there?
I'm buying the Dr.
Right.
Not even acknowledging it.
I will.
I love that.
I will speak of the game that I assume. No, I know Anna's played it because I know Anna's been waiting for this. Assassin's Creed is out. Assassin's Creed Shadows is the new game. Anna has played at least 10 hours, I'm guessing.
So she might have made it to the title screen, is what we're
27.
speculating. 27?
27? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Excellent. I thought I'd done good at getting 15 in. Wow,
Almost 27.
that's it. I'm impressed. That's what I'm.
Surely that means you've finished it, right?
I don't think so.
Right. So there are this game. There are two protagonists in the game. You start off as one. Yasuke, is it?
No.
No.
Well, you ask you for like
Yes.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where I was getting to. You start off as Yasuke. And then you switch over to Nawe. Nawe, is it? That sounds right, doesn't it? I've been playing these games and suddenly the names have just gone out of my head. I think that's right. Who is a young girl, Shinobi. Shinobi, yeah. And so you think, okay, and it's all been advertised as you is like dual protagonist. You'll switch over at certain points and whatever. I've not seen that guy again from the 5 minutes in the 15 hours I played. I forgot about it until somebody brought it up today on a video I was watching on the game, and I was like, "Oh, geez, yeah, I forgot about him. What's happening with this?" So I mean, you're 27 hours in. Have you got to a switching over point?
I found him about 24, 23, 24 hours in, because he is right at the where does he come in? So basically, there's like a big you're taking on a big like one of the big castles there.
Yes.
And then he turns up, and then you go on from there. But his missions are like the northest places you can go, where like you find him, and then you go. So you know how you've got your big tree that you have with all your objectives on, and your big circles and whatnot.
We'll get to that in a bit. Yeah.
His missions are so north. You can't probably go any north.
In the silly level zones, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not. That's the problem. I thought that. I was like, they're like, that's showing like 28, and I've just gone up there. Obviously, all my
you're
characters,
right. Actually, you're right. Yeah.
All my characters are in the 20s because, of course, they are, because I'm me. But I went up there and they lowered. So I'm like 20.
What? Oh.
Yeah, I'm 22, level 22, and they're showing us 24. So I don't know how that works. But yeah, his missions are in the north, basically, which anyone who's played it has seen it at the top there. They are like, it basically goes, you start in the middle, and as you go further out, the levels go up. But yeah, I'm up there doing whatever I was needing to do, and I'm standing, I'm taking people down. I've now met a few that I cannot take down, but you're always going to find bosses that, not bosses, but just they're a bit
enemies.
more.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, his startings are up there, and I was just like, that's why I didn't play him for such a long time. That's why I just stayed in the middle, because I was like, I'm not going up there. But when you do find him, he levels where you are leveled. Like, you both level at the same time.
Yeah.
So if she gets, I don't know, 2 master levels, he gets 2. So when you start at him, whatever you are, so I think I was like level 19 when I found him. So she was level 19, and he was level 19, because everything just got passed on to him. But it's a very I don't know how or why it works like that. But yeah. So north, just go north. It's not that bad, actually. It's not. I wouldn't go down to the 30s or the 35 areas. I think I'm going to stay away from them. But to start his circles, as I call them, just go north. Just go up there. Was that me? Or
Nope,
I don't know.
you could.
So yeah, I do prefer to play as her than him, only because he is a big guy. He is like 6-7 foot. He is like next to the other dudes and women and whatnot in that game. He towers over them. He is so big, and like when you see them in cutscenes, he is a mountain of a man, and just like you play as him, and he just feels clunky, and like so I want to take him into like the big strongholds. But I can't because he can't climb to save his life. That man can't.
No.
And I understand that, yes, that's how he is. He's not going to be able to climb. But I do miss climbing up and taking people from above. But then she doesn't have a bow, and I love to have a bow. So I'm like fighting with my inside of like, who do I want to play as? Do I want to bow people with but then smash them in the head and take their heads off, or do I want to go from above and stab them in the neck? So, also with him, because he can't climb, synchronized points. You can't get him to go high to take in the surrounding areas, and you don't know what's the synchronized point is going to be until you get there, and then you're like, oh, it's one of them 3-tier buildings with the phalanges that come out at a twing. That's why I call it. Like you know what I mean? And he's not going to get up there. She barely gets up there, and she can only get up there because she's got rope. So yeah, I don't like that. And then when he falls off of buildings, or when you do your eagle jump, yeah, you wait for that to happen. That man shouldn't be up there. Like, no. But yeah, I got it on whatever day it came out, Thursday, and I've put in 27 hours. I haven't played it today just because I was getting a bit fatigued on it. So I came off it just like today and just not really been in that world. But yeah, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of circles going on. I thought it was just the one like previous games where there's just like, right, here is the cult, kill them. And you're like, fine, I'll kill them. And yeah, there's that circle, and then there's that circle, and that circle's closed. And I've done circles that I didn't even know I was doing until I went back on there, and I was like, oh, because like I went in somewhere, and all these like bosses' names popped up because everyone that's like a baddie is named, and I was like,
yes,
all right, there's like 10 of them here. All right, I'll just chop you all down. I chopped them all down, then went off to do something, then went onto my objectives page, and it was like all of them were just getting like crossed out, and I'm like, when, who, what, why did I do them? But yeah, it's a bit of a downgrade from the other games, as in other games you would walk around and people would be talking, or there would be noise like talking. There isn't that. It's very quiet, like even just people having like a talk. There's none of that. And then you think of the one in London, and people just shouting to each other in the streets. It's very odd going from that to this. I know the London one was, I don't know, 2 generations back, but it's so quiet, and I don't like it. I like to have the I just find
I've not noticed that at all.
Yeah, it's very
I've heard people
quiet.
talking and things, and I've sometimes double checked, gone, what did you just say? I've heard people talking quite a lot.
And like there's text, like, so I have all my games in subtitles, and subtitles do come up, but they're far and few between. And if like, so I like to run in straight lines. I like to go from point A to point B and just get there. Don't do that, because all you find is a lot of trees and bushes.
I don't know though. I like that a little bit. That it lets you do that.
Yeah, but
I've been doing it as the crow flies sort of thing, and I just go. I'm like over and up and over mountaintops and through some lot of hedgerows and stuff, and it's bonkers.
But it's very
it lets
quiet,
you do it.
and
Oh,
it's
it is.
very. it's just a bit like you slide down bits you shouldn't slide down. I'm like,
Yes.
why are you sliding down that? Get on your feet, you silly person. But
You say this to me so often.
no, it just, I don't know. It just like I used like in other AC games, I do go from I do as Pad puts it, I do as the crow flies. I go from there to there. In this one, there just seems to be no rhyme or reason to it. Like when you were doing them games, there would be things to do on the way. There's nothing to do. It's just fighting trees, and sometimes you can lose yourself in them trees. You can't see where you're going. It just seems a bit empty. Now the engine, like where it's beautiful. I can't fault the engine. It's beautiful. Like you can see when people are breathing, you can, like when it's the winter, you can see their breath. I've not noticed that in other games. The seasons in it are so beautiful. Like Kevin going, that's why. I'm like, yeah, because it's snowing and there's a mist. Like it's winter. And then like the colours of the trees in autumn is so beautiful. But I just find it's a bit empty. And yeah.
I mean, how many areas have you been in then? Because I mean, I spent 15 hours in, and I've not even left that starting area.
So basically, I've gone there north because
you've gone up from there. Yeah,
I found him, and I wanted because I've done I was doing lots of her missions. I was like, well, I don't want to do all of her missions. I want to get his story and why he's here and what happened with him, because he's not supposed to be in that country. He's obviously been a slave, then
I mean the game. In theory, I don't know this because I haven't met him yet officially, sort of thing. But the game initially sets you on opposing sides.
Mm-hmm.
So because the game starts off and Yasuke, the big fella, is like understudy to Nobunaga, who is then invading territory in Japan, and then you then go over to the Naoi's side, who is one of these small kind of villages that Nobunaga is taking over. So then, like I say, that's where I've only spent my time pretty much as Naoi. So
yeah, it's
there'll be something like you've seen at this point. There'll come a point where your paths cross, and then something happens, I assume. But it's.
I'd like, because you've been playing her, you know that you when you go to like these certain places and you pray, and then you go into her backstory and find out where she's from and stuff. So yeah, it all comes to a head of who and what and why later on, and then obviously the same happens with him, because you don't know, like we said, you know him for like 5 minutes at the start of the game, and then you don't see him. And I was playing, I was like, where is this guy? Like, it's supposed to be you play as this guy, you play as this girl, and they do everything together. And I was running out of missions to do because I hadn't met him. So I was just like, what is happening? Because not like missions you get talking to, because like basically if you help someone in the wild, like they're being bullied by like the enemy, you can go to them and they'll give you like not a mission but like some intel, and then you go there and I forgot what I was saying.
You said about the getting quests from...
Oh yeah, so I was getting quests and I was doing them, but they just seemed very basic, like fetch quests. Not fetch quests, but you know what I mean. There was one quest, this was right at the start, where it's like, go and find the gear guy. Alright, I'll go and find... I haven't found that gear guy for 20 hours. I found him yesterday because I had to look online. I did not understand. I was like, where is this gear guy? I went everywhere, up, down, left, right. I could not find him. I found them because I was thinking, why is there only this one like shop? I can, like, the decorations woman, she's like all over the map. And I was like, why can I only talk to her? There must be a weapons person. There must be gear somewhere. Oh, I found them finally. But I was just wondering, what is going on? What is happening? But yeah, I was just running out of things to do because it was just that basic. And I was like, something's got to happen. I need to find where this guy is. And obviously now I found him and now things are opening up. But oh my God, I was getting bored because I was like, where are the missions? Why am I not finding the missions? But obviously I needed him to start opening the world because of story and stuff.
So we've done effectively like 2 areas of this map, and the map is big, by the way. It's huge. So between 2 of us, we've seen maybe 2 areas realistically, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
The area that I've seen feels very much countryside and small villages and some like castle type settlements. That's about it. I wonder if the world will come more to life for you in the bigger areas. I don't know, because like I say, I only found it, like you say, it is very quiet game in that sense of like you were doing a lot of traipsing across hillsides, mountaintops, across a lot of fields to get to a little village where there's 6 people in it, or if there's no people in it because it's burned to the ground and everyone's dead. And it's one of them.
They are not empty though. I was in this place, it was burnt out, and I was like, this is weird. So I did that thing where you can like not scan, but you can see what's going on.
Batman vision.
Yeah, and there was like 5 people in the bushes ready to jump me, and I was like,
"Oh,
got you."
That was good timing then. Well done.
And that's happened a few times. So yeah, they're not always burnt out. They're just waiting in the bushes for you because they're opportunity ambush people. Yeah. But
But you're enjoying it though overall.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect because I've not traipsed. I've not tracked this through coming up to the game. I don't do that anymore, just so I don't make an opinion. But I've seen people moan about the mini game that you do with the prey, and I'm like, get over yourselves. It's not that bad.
What are you talking about? It's not. It's the same as the summons mini game from Final Fantasy that I've just been playing. So it was like, I know this game.
It's fine. Like, what are you talking about? And
it's fine.
People are going, oh, there's one of them's gay. I'm like, are they?
What?
That's
Where'd you get that from? I mean,
that's
potential spoilers there. I don't know, not from us, but that's them saying it. I don't know that.
I don't know. It just, I've not seen any of people being weird, like they're being weird about the game, and I'm just playing it. I don't care. But they play very different. I want, like, the AC in me wants them to just amalgamate into one assassin, and that's how I like to assassin. But all these games are different, and they're both going to have their weak and their strengths. Like, she can't use a bow, but he can't climb. He can take on like 4 different enemies. She can probably take on 2. And then you've got like your weapons and your upgrades. Because like you can't just go, oh, I like this move, I'll go level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. You can't do that because you have to find all the prayers and the prayer things that show all the pages, just so you can find. Because I didn't know what the knowledge points were. I was like, what are these? Why can't I spend them? What is happening? And I realized, just like taking a minute, and I was like, oh, I need this many to learn. I can level up these like levels. So yeah, but then there's like 6 trees, I think. 6 weapons you can use, but they're all very different. And it's okay. It's not Odyssey, but I wasn't expecting it to be. But I do miss Odyssey. Odyssey is my favorite ever game of the AC variant. But we'll keep playing in Japan and taking in the scenes and whatnot. Like you have town building. Some people are gonna hate that, but you've got a hideout which you can put things. Again, I didn't know this until I was a good 10-15 levels in. I didn't know. I just didn't know. I didn't.
But doesn't it force you to do it though?
It makes you put a hut,
like a main hideout down, yeah.
But then I didn't know that there was the rest of it, like a tea room, and
and the blacksmiths and
yeah, and I only yesterday did I know how to do engravings.
I've seen that, and I've not done it yet because you have to go back to your hideout, and I haven't really been back to my hideout. I've seen it a few times to put engravings. Yeah,
go to your blacksmith, then go into his menu, and then you have to like press right to go to the engraving menu, because back in the other games the engraves will just be there, like you go, right, I want to upgrade that, or I want to add that. This one there's like another menu, but all in all it's fine. It's Assassin's Creed. We have another Assassin's Creed to sink our teeth in. I've seen it non-stop on TikTok at the moment. It is it's everywhere on TikTok.
Huh.
I think people are finding that TikTok give you pennies for playing games.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, I have done just like a big column up the middle, from like the south to the north. I've not gone into the side. Not really, like, unless it mission takes me there on purpose, like it will take you.
Right, yeah. So you've
out
done the
and
tea mission then.
There.
You've done the tea mission then, where you have to go and learn how to do the tea ceremony.
Yeah.
That's over by the west coast, is it, of that first area?
Yeah. So if it
and
takes
you have to
me there,
remember it all.
I'll do it. If it doesn't, I've not ventured that far, just because I've seen the levels. I'm like, I'm not that level. I don't want to go and mess. But like I said, I've been up, and you can see what the levels are up, and it's not that bad. There was like one guy I couldn't take down.
I think that's the natural way to go. I think because the area it's like it's like high level. Not so bad a level. So you go, okay, maybe we got that. It seems like it's pointing you that way because there's like a gap in the middle where it's like it's a little lower than everything around it. So you're like, okay, maybe that seems like the natural progression. So
it seems
that's good
that
then.
way.
Yeah,
it's just go north and then spread out. But yeah, the hills, you can just walk up a hill. It's Skyrim on a horse. The horses do not like the mountains, though.
No,
they will get stuck. Oh, and they were just hissy. And I'm just like, I'd rather run and walk up and down.
Unless I'm running a lot,
Unless I'm on a path, I will just walk. But there is pathfinding if you find that easier.
Yes.
It has guided or unguided. I did go unguided at first, but I was just...
It's unguided, that one that, like, at the start, and it says, this is the way the game's intended to be played. And I went, you swines, why did you say that to me? Because now I feel obliged to play it that way, and I have been playing it that way.
I've turned that off.
Have you? What to do? Just give you more icons or something? Or
no,
more
it
guided?
Just says, basically, it come down saying, the person's over here, use your scouts. You have 2 scouts at the start of the game. I could not find
scouts.
A single. I've played nearly 30 hours. I have 4 scouts.
Okay, I have 3.
The scouts you have to, for the unguided, you have to use them to find the people where they are in the map.
Yes,
you have to use them to take the big
supplies.
supplies, but then they don't replenish unless you have a hideout in the world. Or the season changes.
Season changes, yeah. So the game, you have a hideout. I think the more you fill out your hideout, the more you potentially will be able to house of these fellas who are gonna like find stuff for you. I have 3 of them. I think you said you have 4 of them. Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've only today learned out that you can buy like the hideout sort of thing in certain towns. I was like, oh, that's what an icon is. I was like, but they give you more, don't they? I think, don't they? More.
They replenish them. They don't give you more.
So
not that because I've got them all over the map, and I haven't got any more people. You basically go in them, and you can replenish obviously your health and your things, and you can replenish them.
And they're fast travel locations, which is fast travel locations. I was about to come on here complaining about fast travel locations. That why are they all in castles, and the castles that respawn all the enemies So like you jump out off the top of a castle, and then you've got to wade through an entire army of dudes again to get out again. It's like this is just annoying. So now I know there's more fast travel. So your scouting system that you have, you find these guys, you recruit them. In the unguided version, in the top corner it says like, "Here's your quest." We'll get to the quest log in a minute as well because there's a story with that. There's a quest at the top of this, and it says, say for example that you're looking for a certain guy, and he says he is in this area. So you go, okay, so he's in this greater area, and it gives you like a basically like a bigger area, and he goes, he is north of this town, and you say like he's north of this town. So you go, okay, and then you go near that town, and then you set a scout on the map just to look for it, and then if you're in the right area, it'll ping on the map going, okay, it's here. So your scouts have now done that, but this it uses a scout up. Now your scouts, like Anna was saying, you can set scouts to pick up supplies and stuff like that, and you need the supplies to upgrade your hideout. So that is the cycle of the scout system. I assume that is the only difference then, Anna, in the unguided version. You don't have to.
That's correct.
You don't have to set the scouts out to go and find everything. Well, see, because
you just use them to pick up stuff. Then
it's just like annoying because I'm like, I was like, it says this is the way the game is intended to be played, and then certain achievements will be disabled. And I was like, why did you have to say that to me? If you just not told me that that certain achievements weren't being disabled, I wouldn't have been bothered. But now I kind of have to play it as the way it was intended, and I was like, grumble. I'll play it begrudgingly. So the objectives menu. I started a game. I was going to my main, very first objective as Norway, and then I saw some people getting harassed, so I went and dealt with them. And they said, "Oh, there's a chest over it. There's a chest over there." And you click on it. It's like, "Oh, it's a legendary chest." I was like, "All right, okay, I'm going to that." So I took the marker off and put it on that chest. Went and found it, and then spent an hour. Couldn't remember where I'm meant to be going at this point. There's no objective anymore because I've unselected the objective, so now there's no objective. But at that point in the game, there is no objectives menu either. There's no objectives tab in the game because I'm so early on. I spent so long. I've been Googling it. I've been YouTubing it. I'm going, I don't have this menu. The game's broke. Because then it started showing me the menu in YouTube videos of this, like you say, the circle of enemies and stuff like that. I was like, the game's broke. I don't have this menu because as soon as I go to my first objective sort of thing in the main story bit, it will kind of fill out, and then you end up getting this objectives tab in the menu. But I didn't have it for that point. I spent probably an evening looking around, going, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. So that's when I just started wandering about the map because I was like, I can't go to where I need to be until I did stumble across where I needed to go and found my way out. Trying to think of anything else. Have you found it difficult? I don't think it's been too difficult.
I was at the start. I didn't because I don't get the shinobi. I didn't get the shinobi. The shinobi battle way. I didn't understand her attack style.
Yeah,
I do now, but I didn't at the start, and I was just die. It was constant, and I was just like, I'm getting annoyed. I don't want to. I'd like Assassin's Creed game. I don't want to get annoyed. But now I understand how mastery works and how to upgrade and stuff like that, and how to block, because block is your greatest friend. I am now understanding it more. Yeah.
I mean, like you do get mastery points fairly consistently. I found a lot of them it's like at one point I did a main quest yesterday, and I looked back in and I had six points. I was like, where have they come from? That mission had not just given me 6 points; it's given me maybe 3.
When you take out the big the big guys in areas, they give you a master point each, so you're like you can rack them up quite quickly.
It's insane. I don't know. I knew I thought I had maybe 2 stacked up because I was waiting to save up to have 3 points to be able to put something in. And then when I went back in and I was like, I've got 6. I was like, wow, this is insane. Have you found a guy? I don't know where this guy is. This guy is like in the docks area. I think it's in like Sakai or something like that. I was just hiding in bushes, and then somebody saw me and they ended up starting a fight. And then this random guy who's patrolling the area just came along and just one-shot me.
Yes, they are going to come after you.
I don't know who they are, but it's just a guy just patrolling.
The Ronin.
Ronin. Is that what it was? He's dressed very erratically, like not like any of the rest of them. He's just dressed very strangely, and I was like, oh, are these like the bounty hunter kind of things in Odyssey, where he just randomly find people? But it's like he just stumbled across me and just one-shot me. I was like, what?
Yeah, they don't put the map. You just have to be careful of them.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until yesterday. I was like, oh, because one of them had a letter on them, so I read it and I was like, oh, they're coming after me.
Oh, there you go. See, I didn't even get it. I've seen him a couple of times now and just gone the opposite way to because he patrolled a certain area where I was doing some of the missions, and I was like, I need to find where.
Yeah.
And I just stumbled across. I was like, okay, so this guy is just like the bounty hunter of this little village sort of thing, and I just got to stay out of his way because he'll just kick my ass if he gets in his way. So yeah, I've not found it too difficult apart from realistically that. I'm looking forward to getting to the Yasuke stuff. I've heard people say that, I don't know how true this is. Like the Yasuke is sort of like the not easy mode, but like the I imagine it's like the battering ram. If you're banging your head against something, there's no way. Just sending Yasuke, and he'll just stomp all over some people. So he's just gonna clear out the ground units while you're climbing up towers. I suppose there's no way. I suppose that's how it works.
Basically, like when you have him, you can. Oh, Dave, you can switch between both of them quite quickly.
Right.
They're like, say you're in, I don't know, you're outside one of the castles, and you're thinking, right, well, Dave, you want the girl to go in first, scout it, and then send him in. It basically just goes to a load screen, and then you're the other person. There's no traveling, or there's no big thing. They just pop up where you are, so it's very seamless. It is just literally a quick load screen wherever you are. I think you can't do it in the middle of a red zone, but apart from that, you're fine.
The trespassing areas.
Yeah.
I mean,
apart from that, you can do. Yeah, it's quite quick. I was happy about that because I was thinking, oh, am I going to have to go to a save point to change between them? But no, you do not. They are just same person. They just a load screen between them.
Okay. One last thing then. How is it playing on the PS5? Okay.
Yep, fine. No, I have no complaints.
Okay.
There is 3 textures that are not properly done. I've noticed there's a specific. David.
Okay, so you're getting this as well then. Okay, so you're getting this as well.
There's a chest that's not properly textured.
Yes.
Like coffin is.
So like coffin, yeah.
And there's something else that's not properly
okay,
textured.
so it's not just me then, because every now and again,
no.
it's like the texture's there, but it takes forever to come in. It's like as if it's just locked behind something, and it just like takes an extra 10 seconds before, because you get up to something.
Oh, it doesn't even pop in. It just looks like it's.
It just looks like a blurry, like this isn't loaded in. It's like that for me for a lot of them, and then you get to it, and then you stand there long enough, it'll go. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise you were looking at this, and then it pops in.
Yeah.
It's like as if the game just didn't realise you were looking at this texture, and it's just like you caught it off guard while it wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, well, when I turned off last night, it started to update, so there has been an update out for it last night. I think it was only a couple of gig. It wasn't massive, but yeah, there's been a patch out for it, which you're gonna get for any game that comes out. But yeah, apart from that, I've not had anything. I don't think there's been anything that except for them textures.
Yeah, it's a select few. Yeah,
it is. It's such a beautiful game. Like the fact that you can see people breathing, and even the horse, you can see the horse breath, and you can see your breath. That when you're like you're out of breath, you're like it's just. I know it's in the cold areas, but you can see like you go. And you can see it's I love things like that. I love little things like that, and I understand why they needed the polish. It's a nice looking game. It just I just want it a bit meaty. I just want the sounds, because the sounds are there. They're just not there.
I just wonder if you'll get more the more you go into it. If you're not, if
maybe
in the countrysides of the world that you're starting, I think that might be a more.
I think it's because I'm used to being in massive towns in the other games, and it's
Cyberpunk
it's
and
a
stuff
lot.
like that.
And like you don't start how you've been starting in the other games. You're not. There's no outside people. It's just a voice, and you're like, oh, well, this is different. And the fact, like, this is like right at the start, the fact that you've got a menu and you go, oh no, I want to go and play as Cassandra. It takes you to the Cassandra page, to the web, like to the PlayStation Network, and you can go and download the game. I'm like that. I know it's got nothing to do with the game, but I was like, that is that.
Yeah, that's
the
like
fact that I can go from there to here, that you've got that in there, and it has nothing to do with the game. But you can do that for that. You can do that for Valhalla. You can do it for. There was another
all
one,
the modern ones,
yeah.
Origins,
and I was just like, that's that. Like I was just like, I'm gonna go on that. I'm just gonna see where this takes me and what it's gonna tell me. And I was like, it says play game. I pressed on play game. It took me to the store, and I was like, yeah, that's. I just like stupid little things like
yeah.
Have you found the battle pass thing?
That's what I was going to bring up. You mentioned store.
Yeah.
There's like a weird battle pass thing in this game, and I don't understand how you do it. Apparently,
I don't know.
It's because you go up to the menu and then there's like a button you press for just Animus, and you open it and it's like battle pass, and there's like at least 2 of them there, and you have to. I don't know what you do with it, but
when you're going around the world, you find these. They're just like caves, like futuristic caves that are just floating in the world, and you collect them. And I'm like, all right, I'll collect these. So I collected them, and then I was doing something. It went, press this button. So I pressed this button, and it took me to the Animus, and I was like, all right, this is new. And it goes on. Like I had a thing to unlock. It was like 200 keys, and I was like, okay, thanks. So I took the keys, and then it went, go to the next page. I went to the next page, and then I can't remember what I bought. And then I bought I bought a sheep. I bought a pet sheep because it was a lovely sheep for my camp.
Yes.
And it just goes, keep finding keys and errors or whatever they're called. And like, okay, thanks. And it's the weirdest thing, because then like you'll go through the game and then the Animus will take you out and start talking to you again.
Yes.
I'm like, what?
And there's up until that point, the Animus is at the very start of the game for the opening minute or two, and then nothing else. But every now and again, the Animus stuff will just top up. But there's no. From what I've seen, there's no outside stuff with was it Layla? Was it?
Yeah,
the girl that was in. There's no outside of the Animus stuff going on in this game. It's all in the Animus stuff at the minute. So there's something going on, but I don't know what. But there's nothing about it as of yet. There's no outside story.
I was playing and I was taken out of the game once by the Animus because it wanted to talk to me, and I was like, hello.
Yeah.
You weird person who's talking to me.
I haven't spoke to you in 15 hours. What do you want? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who they are, what they are, what they want. But that's there. I don't know why. Because there's no online. There's
No, there isn't. So from what I've seen of the battle pass stuff, apparently from what I saw and read, that you find the currency in the world, like you said, and then that currency then allows you to buy missions. And allows you to buy certain missions in the world. And then completing them missions will then allow you to level up the battle pass, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
so it's
sure
something
it'll be
like that.
explained.
I mean,
don't know.
I finished level 1 of the battle pass. I don't know how. I got some credits that I basically got some credits that allow me to spend in the real money store. Because there's a real money store in this game as well, which is full of like elaborate outfits for silly money that you want. If you wanted to spend silly money, you can spend silly money on elaborate costumes and different horses and different things like that.
Cosmetics.
Yes, it's all cosmetic based.
Yes.
So the first level of the battle pass is this currency, but I also don't think it doesn't seem to me like it's time based. It's not like a battle pass like in Fortnite or Apex stuff like where it's on for 3 months. I feel like it's more like a battle pass that is akin to Helldivers, where you have this battle pass, and as long as you're playing it, you will chip towards this. You will chip away at this battle pass, and then because like you can activate the second one if you wanted to. You can go, okay, I'm going to work on this battle pass, and then just work through that battle pass instead of the one that whichever one you're playing in, you are chipping away at the level in that. But there's also in the objectives menu there are daily missions in there that work towards that battle pass as well, I think. And because I looked at it last night, and there's like certain ones that goes ends in 2 days. So it's like do certain things in the world sort of thing.
Oh, is
and it's
there?
like there's a quest log that's up there. It's near the top of that quest of all the circle quest objectives. There's like one at the top that's like animus based.
Okay,
and it's pretty much just do dailies. And you go and complete them, and you'll get a few of them little currencies that you were talking about, and that's probably it. And then that works towards this battle pass, but you don't have to engage with it at all. It doesn't force you on that way.
I just don't know how. I was just like, I want the sword or the whatever it is, the katana. I was like, I want that. It looks lovely. How do I open that quickly? But now there's daily, so I will go and find.
Yes, I don't know. There's only like 3 or 4, I think, but I don't know. But I also think
they're daily, aren't they?
I don't think they are daily. I think they're probably weekly. Because
weekly,
it says like, because I think it said like it ends in 2 or 3 days when I checked yesterday. So it's like, I imagine they're probably from last week when the game first came out, and they'd probably run on a weekly basis. But yeah, it's one of them things.
Some people can only play the game weekly, whereas I can play
and
hourly.
Like you genuinely don't have to engage in it. I mean, to be fair, unless the game did that certain thing where it pulled you at the thing and showed me what this was at a certain point, I wouldn't have known it was there. It doesn't exactly show it off and like tell you what, and be pushing you towards it constantly and spending real money at all. So yeah, this game's good. From what I've played, this game is good.
Well, I would have expected you both to have a bit more to say about it then.
Nah, funny. I'm just waiting for Saturday now to play that new Fallout England game. Atomfall.
What? Oh,
Atomfall. Yeah.
Sounds like Fallout England. I was like, I thought you'd been playing that Fallout London mod.
The game they've specifically said is not Fallout England.
Yeah, but it looks it. So
which is why they came out and said it's definitely not this. Don't expect this. And your hopes built up so high.
I need to go and have a look.
You're gonna hate it.
It's no, because I know it looks like that Walkabout one. What was that called? Everybody.
Walkabout one.
Yeah, you in a British village and you walk around.
Everyone's gone to the Rapture.
I'm just looking at its average. I'm looking at its average scores at the moment. It's averaging 100 out of 100 everywhere. No one's given it less than 100% so far.
I mean, it's not out till
Eurogamer, Games Radar, IGN, PC Gamer. No one's given less than 10 out of 10.
So I need to go and have a look at this because the night comes on Saturday. So
you're raising Anna's expectations a little bit there after she's not having expectations.
But it's a survival game.
It is, but it's
not. It's definitely not for me.
Set in the Lake District though.
Is it? Is that where it is? I thought it was Yorkshire. Okay, so it's Lake District. So it's Cumbria side. Okay.
Many England.
No, you don't.
England games. So I'd like to go and have a look, and it's just something to have a look in. I like some survival games, and I get like not post-apocalyptic, but that kind of era of game, if you know what I mean, like that style. So I'm gonna have a look at it. It's got Atomfall. People would putting Fallout word around, so I need to go and have a look and see what they're doing. Maybe it's just like before the bomb fell.
I do question these average scores as well, because I'm on the Atomfall Wikipedia page where it's got 10 out of 10 lots of times. The text next to it says Grand Theft Auto 6 received critical acclaim reviews from critics. Blah, blah. So I feel like this might be a copy and paste Wikipedia page, and they haven't actually filled in any reviews yet. And these are placeholders. So we will take that with a pinch of salt.
I keep coming across it again on TikTok. Everything's on TikTok, and I'm like, oh, well, I'd like the little tiny, like they're playing live. I don't like going on lives. So I keep having a look around them. But it'll be another one of them Chernobyl game that came out a couple of months ago.
Stalker. Yeah. It's more like that, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that I couldn't play that.
I'm on OpenCritic. It's getting an average from critics at 75.
Yeah, I'm seeing that on the critic now. Yeah, so the Wikipedia page was a liar. It was basically something else entirely. Placeholding scum.
So everyone who stopped listening 5 minutes ago, it's like, oh, a perfed game. Wow, brilliant.
Right. They just didn't want to have to get charged for the second hour. It's their own fault. They should have paid the extra £3, and then they'd have been all right, and they'd have known. But it's cost them now. Bills will be coming out soon to you all, by the way, in case you were wondering.
So it says, is a compelling post-apocalyptic survival story that blends your choices and discoveries no matter, and that's all it got to, because that's the headline. But I'll give it a go. It comes on Saturday.
Oh, excellent.
Their headline trails off mid-sentence.
I've put my favourite review has just got in the Discord chat. This was my favourite one of the selected reviews on Metacritic. It just says 80, quotation forthcoming. That's what I call a review.
Might say that for the games I'm reviewing next week. I'd just be like, yeah. Quotation forthcoming.
That's going to be my review of everything from now on. Right, have you got any more games to talk about, you two?
No, I don't. Because you won't play that game with me.
Oh, right.
It's not that I won't play it. I've been a busy man.
You need to play it.
We will play it. I've just been busy. I don't think we'll stream it, so we'll just play it whenever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just shout at him without a microphone this time.
Yeah. But we'll wrap things up there then, boys and girls. If you would like to hassle us on the
Oh, does Sheepdog have anything?
I already talked.
Me and him were done an hour ago.
I was doing the Coke thing, and I was looking at Funhole, where you talks about Billund.
Oh God, you've not ordered Coke as well, have you? Because I've ordered 6 different crates of various pops. That's all right then. I was going to say, if we've both ordered a load of discounted pop on Amazon deals, we are going to have a lot of pop in the house.
No, it only let me send 3 to him. It wouldn't let me send any more, or I would have sent pallets of it.
Oh yeah, we've got plenty on the way for us. Not of that, but of various flavors of delights. But if you want to hassle us on the internet, maybe you'll find out what pop arrives, because I'll probably tweet about it. You can do that at Mgukpodcast, or you can follow me at Lalujo.
No, it's Sheepdog 6K. I can't speak. Sheepdog 6K.
I miss Lalujo, and I'm on Blue Sky apparently.
I saw, yeah. I said hello to you.
All I've done is
you are.
all I've said is hello. I don't get it. It's
exactly the same as Twitter. There's nothing to get.
It's identical.
I was on Twitter this week, and I was on proper like X, and I was just getting so bogged down with the nonsense that was on there. So I just went to Blue Sky.
The ultimate irony is you two both still use Facebook, which is even worse than Twitter. I don't understand.
On there. My family,
I only use it to be mean to right-wing nutters. That's like all I use Facebook for. A little bit of venting at people.
Family, Kevin. I have a big family that if I wasn't on Facebook, I wouldn't know what was going on. But anyway, Pab, what's your?
I'm at Pab 1986
on MySpace. Yes. And we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.
You're welcome, Pabby.